Appalachian Trail speed record gear. Here is all my stuff I carried pretty much. This is my $20 Walmart backpack. I bought 2 of these, and I kind of just maneuvered a little bit here and there how they felt when I tried them on, and if the straps were going to break. That was also big. The other one weighed a little bit more, but it was more durable, and it just felt a little too heavy, so I came with this one, $20 one. I was really worried about these straps failing right here, because I did not want to carry my pack when I'm going for a speed record. I took these off the ULA packs to have my water bottle on the left strap, and I had my phone on the right strap. So pretty much all I didn't even like walk around with this. I just threw it on and moved my arms in this exact same room before I left to train for the pretty much 1,500 miles before I went out and attempted the AT. I just threw it on right in here, moved my arms a little bit, and I was like, oh yeah, it's good to go. I could have tried it out a little this and that, a little bit more, but I did not. The other big cool thing, this is pretty much the only thing I bought for the speed record hike. I also bought new shoes, if you want to count that for gear. That'd be like another $40–45 for my Asics I was wearing. The other awesome piece of gear that I had, there's no hip straps or hip belts, so I jimmy rigged like a 4-way pouch kinda, and with my chest strap, this is just a camera bag that I had laying around, and I jimmy rigged it up with my chest strap for all my day snacks, this and that, slash like 14 Cliff Bars a day usually, at least, and more food. And then for it to not like keep moving around constantly when I'm hiking, on the backs of my straps, I tightened them down as much as possible, and then just tied it up here. See if you guys can see it. Might be a little hard from that angle. I'm recording from my phone. My GoPro's up in Fargo. So, pretty much, yeah, I just had it sitting right here. So it kept it really tight against my body so I could maneuver and move. The other thing was rubbing around my neck, which I did have to throw some duct tape up here. And yeah, but besides that, the pack worked out great. Water bottles right here. Carried like a liter of water, very, very seldom. For 1 or 2 long stretches, I had a platypus water bladder, which I only had to fill up pretty much, if I recall correctly, just after Dun Canyon. There's that dry stretch. You gotta go 0.3 off trail straight down the mountain to get more water. And that was definitely took a long time, and that was a brutal hike down, a brutal hike back up to get back on the trail. Pretty much, I put everything else in this pocket right here. There's only one pocket, this one in the back, and then my main one. And I had my blanket, and my food, and my bivy sack, and my coat, and that's about it. All I had in the main pocket. The food obviously took up the most. Pretty much besides that, I just put my sleeping pad, which I found in a hiker box on the Pacific Crest Trail when I was training for the Appalachian in Wrightwood. I carried this also in the High Sierras because I needed 2 sleeping pads because it was cold. There was very little dry land to set up. So I had this one along with my blow-up sleeping pad to try to keep me warm. It was still super cold, middle of May in the Sierras. Not too many tracks up there. Alright, the other thing, so I bought this, but it was like years back, Black Friday deal. It was like $5, maybe $3. It's a small little fleece blanket. I had my mother sew up the bottom here and make it kind of into a quilt. And it worked out fairly well. Some really cold nights a couple times. And to not die out there, I had my bivy sack, which I also bought in 2015 for late April Sierras on my first through hike of the Pacific Crest Trail. And I used this also again this year on the Appalachian Trail. It worked out fairly well. It kept me warm for about 2 hours, and then all the sweat or slash rain being soaking wet turned into freezing cold instantly. So that didn't work out the best, but it woke me up, and then I was able to keep hiking. Just barely being able to move a couple nights just because I'm completely cold. I turned this now into a tarp. It's like a 4 ounce, so it's not too bad. I haven't tried it out yet, so we're going to see how it is next year on certain situations. It really depend. First off, though, if we're going super light, you have to find out your style, and you have to perfect your style to make it safe. Else, there can be quite a few sketchy situations if you sub out this gear for that gear and have lighter gear take over multiple things. Kind of like my windbreaker. This is also my rain jacket. I wore this a lot for my speed record and just normal hiking. It's a great piece of gear, and I had quite a few pictures with this puppy along the Appalachian Trail. So yeah, that's subbing out my rain gear and this and that, so you kind of gotta figure things out along the way. Another piece of great gear I kept is my hat, Tilly's hat, Airflow. Amazing hat, keeps the rain off your eyes, the sweat coming down to drip all that around, this and that. Tilly's hat, amazing. Mainly didn't really need it too much for the speed record hike, more for my normal hiking, just because without it, normally it weighs like roughly 5 ounces, and when it's wet, it's got to be almost double that probably. I'm not sure, and it rained a lot on the AT. But I kept it all the way, and it was good. It was good. Probably wouldn't take it out on the Appalachian Trail again. Maybe a different speed record, though. The other thing to keep me going was my electronics. I was supposed to carry my 2 iPod shuffles to constantly have music, keep me motivated, keep me going. And one of them didn't show up in time, so I had everything shipped out beforehand. By myself before I even went training. So all my gear, this or that, I sent out by myself before I even left. So since it didn't show up in time in Georgia, I did not have someone send it ahead because I already started the trail. If I would have started it in my pack, then it would have been good to go before, because someone sent it to me and before I started hiking. But it did not show up in time. So, yeah, I just had one iPod shuffle rolling, and it worked out all right. When I was expecting 2 iPod shuffles, my headlamp to charge through a wall outlet charger, it was not the best idea because I only had one iPod shuffle. This was also for my phone to charge, and my headlamp, everything to charge, pretty much. This puppy weighs 5 ounces as well. And I didn't want to be in a wall outlet for very long, half an hour tops. So that's why I had a 4 USB charger. It was a little overkill. Definitely would do that different. Another thing I would do different, my headlamp, it's a rechargeable one. Great for normal through hiking, but for speed record stuff, I would do something lighter, but you also need super bright lights when you're night hiking, so you don't pull a muscle, tripping over something, this or that. You want to be consistent with your steps, like running a marathon. So you definitely need light to keep it safe and to keep you going. What else do we got here? My shirt. One of my shirts. I left one of my shirts in the Shenandoahs, so I had to figure out where I was going to ship my next shirt and buy another one off Amazon. That's when I came right up over a little hill, and I ran into a mama black bear and a cub less than a week old. Had to be. It was so small, it was a fluff ball. and I was in the zone. It was raining, this and that. I finally figured out a mile later after I left the shelter that I forgot my shirt hanging up in the shelter. So I was zoned in, trying to focus on what town do I want to send my next shirt to. And if I was going to get into post offices without a shirt on. Everything worked out. Everyone was fairly chill, resupplies, which was kind of surprising, but it was nice. It was really nice. The other thing you definitely need is Glide. Running marathons, you do not want chafing to call it. You want everything up to par, and Glide definitely does that for you. After I got my toe infected, I bought Neosporin, my ingrown toenail, for 1,500 miles. Neosporin did not help. It kept it clean, but it was just constantly rubbing, digging deeper, and that was just painful, brutally painful. So I bought liquid bandage later on, and that worked a million times better. Constantly having to put that on because it was still raining. I had to apply that multiple times a day, but that worked a million times better. Thanks again, Dog, from the CDT 16 for that brief take on that situation. I did not know what to do, so I just threw it up on Facebook and see if anyone had any suggestions, this and that. So yeah, anywho, leukotape, awesome. Always carrying that. I threw that up on my heels, constantly right here and right here. For normal through hiking, I get it really bad. Like, the calluses are so thick, and then when they start drying out, it's so deep that, like, I had to have something constantly holding the calluses together so they didn't break up and, like, go super deep into my flesh. So that worked out fairly well. Pretty much this all my gear, supply, safety stuff that I carry along the trail. It's some wrap that I had from donating plasma, and I bought this for a little extra stuff just in case I needed it. Thankfully, I did not. Oh, what else? My water capsules, this and that. Some ibuprofen. I think I only took about 6 ibuprofen along the whole trail of the Appalachian Trail speed record, which probably was not the best idea. I probably should have been taking one at least every day, but I didn't. A little TP, and that's pretty much about it. I did have a couple other things. I usually carried a chapstick Anchor battery charger, which I also charged with my 4 USB Anchor wall charger. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. If you guys have any questions, shoot them out. I'll be shooting out more videos of the whole little over 6,000 miles I did this year. Stay tuned. Have a good one. Peace.